It's a shared philosophy of the team. Very simply put, outsized returns are earned over time by investing in great businesses at attractive valuations. So, two key elements are business and value. Many of you might be thinking it's what everybody or most others say as well. And that is true. It's a centuries old game or profession or sport, and there's no silver bullet. You have to do certain basic things, but do it right in a disciplined manner day in, day out. It's like to have a healthy body, all of us know that we must eat well, sleep well, exercise, and have a stress free life. Four simple things to do for what is most important aspect of our life. However, in the morning, we still reach out for a cup of coffee rather than a glass of carrot juice. So execution and details is where the devil lies, and that's what I believe differentiates our team. What we consider as a great business is one that has these attributes: superior returns on incremental capital, scalable, and well managed, both in terms of execution and governance. These are born out of the fundamental value equation, which is that value of any business is present value of future cash flows, which can also be written as cash flow divided by R minus G. To generate cash flow, it is important, it is prerequisite to have returns higher than cost of capital looking forward. Scalability is about sustainable growth, whether a business can multiply over time relative to its peers and corporate world in general. And you need management execution DNA to deliver on the first two. And first and foremost, the starting point for our analysis is governance, because if governance is not adequate, it may be a great business only for controlling shareholder, not for us minority holders. And in such situations, its best way to make money is to avoid such companies. And the team has done a phenomenal job avoiding, sidestepping every disaster that our market has seen over the last 3+ years. As many of you know, 2018 was a terrible year for mid and small caps, the worst year over the last, I think, this century for mid and small caps. And the reason was anything that has any degree of governance issues got clobbered, and rightly so. And the team had done a fantastic job avoiding all those companies. I won't mention those names as we all know them very well. So when we find companies, and during any given year, the team conducts close to 2000 meetings, not only with company managements, but in the trade, supply chain, distributors, as relevant clients, industry experts, regulators, and so on, to assess these attributes. And when they find companies that possess measure, it's then pertinent to value them appropriately and have the discipline to buy only when there's substantial upside. So we are not from the camp that says when you find great business, buy at any price and then just hold on to it, buy and hold, or whatever the terminology may be, and that such portfolio would outperform over time. While there might be merit to it, that portfolio of such great companies should outperform and would outperform over a long period of time. As we remind ourselves on the team, our goal is not merely to be above average and outperform the market. The goal is very much to beat the best performers in the market. And to that end, our valuation discipline adds the extra few crucial percentage points to our performance that sets the team apart. So valuation is very, very crucial element to decision making. However, I would add that the team does not look at PE multiples at all, or EV/EBITDA multiples. Those are distorted, misleading, and harmful to use.